Hello and welcome to a new video for Sonic Alchemy. I'm Stefan Key, your Sonic Alchemist, and today we're gonna create something like this. Right, like a beautiful sound journey. And before we get into this, there's some little things that I want to share with you. First of all, I'm in my new studio in the tiny house, as you can see. It's amazing. I'm living now very close to the woods. There's a lake right in front, and I'm here with nature, super immersed in nature, and it's really, really beautiful and super inspiring. And I'm so grateful. And so, what I did today was inspired by this place already. And so, we're going to talk about today about creating a sound journey, like a sound healing journey. And this video, disclaimer, is sponsored by one of my favorite plugin companies, MNTRA Instruments. They did not pay me, but they gave me access to their everything bundle so that I could try different sounds and different instruments. And to be fully honest with you, I already had over half of the instruments anyway because I'm a big fan, and I will tell you why in a second. So before we start, it's really important when we talk about healing music that we create a beautiful atmosphere, right? So here I have my ceremonial cacao, which I love for producing sound journeys. And in general, it's such a beautiful medicine, Mayan ancestral medicine that is opening the heart and making us really sensitive. Super delicious. And it's connecting us with all the beings and all the spirits because it's a spirit itself. It's a plant medicine. It's a plant spirit. So I'm very grateful for that. And also I did some smudging here. So you see, it's very important to set an intention, and to be in the right mood because it's a holistic, multidimensional creational process, and everything is about the vibration, right? And everything has vibration and frequency, and the higher the frequency in the studio, the better the music, right? So you can see like this is a blend of smudge with different herbs. It's about abundance and well-being, right? So this is what will also be the intention for the journey: abundance and well-being, connecting with the earth. And at the same time, it's going to be a very cozy and very relaxing journey because I started it at night. So let's create some more atmosphere, turn off the light. So now we're like really cozy. And now, before we start, let me just share a little bit about MNTRA Instruments. So if we check here on the website, so this is the website, and there's this engine, right? The Mandala 2, and that's an engine similar to what you know from Native Instruments, like Contact, or from Best Service Engine, First Kingdom. So Mandala is their animistic sound engine, right? And so it has 6 samplers, 36 custom effect slots, and 126 nonlinear controls. So this already tells you there's a lot of sound design possibilities. One of the things I really love about it. And if we look, I just love everything about MNTRA Instruments in terms of their philosophy and their design and, their spirituality behind the music. They call it a multidimensional audio engine built for the future, right? And this is literally how it feels. And what is really awesome about it, so those are the different instruments, right? And we're going to have a look at some of them that I used for this journey. But let's look here. Like Mandala is a revolutionary sound engine, unlike anything you've seen before, crafted from the ground up. We've incorporated advanced interactive game audio technology to redefine the boundaries of musical expression within the virtual instruments. And this is really something that you will see and hear and feel, that it's very interactive and that is very expressive. And that's what I love about those instruments. And another thing I really love about MNTRA Instruments is the high audio quality, right? So the first of its kind, Mandala 2 was meticulously engineered to utilize proprietary ultrasonic ultrasonic range samples recorded at an industry-leading standard of 32-bit, 384 kilohertz to efficiently play back in the full resolution in any current system. And this is really the game changer. I mean, the sound is just incredible. Like, I have not found any other plugin that sounds as amazing as the MNTRA Instruments do. And you can see the unprecedented sonic range offers for extreme pitching and manipulation of the sounds, maintaining a level of audio fidelity never before available in this format, right? This opens up limitless sound design possibilities, providing an entirely new platform for sonic creativity, right? And then it comes with the effects, and yeah, it's a really powerful tool, sounding amazing. So let's actually dive into it. Enough said about it. Let's hear it, and let's go into Ableton. So here we are right now, and again, I was showing you like how it's all sounding together, right? So this is how it all sounds together. But actually, let's have a look and a listen one by one. So I also included some of my Shamanic Portals sounds because I really love the field recordings here. And it's really, like, for me, it's really important to start with nature sounds, you know, to get me into the right mood. It's like if I have a blank canvas and then there's some nature sounds on there, it's like setting the tone for the journey, right? And as you can hear, right, the etheric gardens and the owl spirit, this already was kind of reflecting what I was hearing. I always try to mirror my surroundings. So this is what I was hearing. And this was the foundation. And then I was getting into the instrument selection that I got from MNTRA Instruments to, yeah, just see what comes up, right? And usually I start with the drone. So let's start with the drone first. I don't know, maybe let's start with the bells first. I started with the drone, but I want to show you the bells first because they sound amazing. So let's have a look first at the bells here. So this is their interface here. Now we are in Mandala 2. And let me turn the volume down on my headphones a little bit. It's a bit loud. Yeah, that's better. Right? And this is also what I love about MNTRA Instruments, is like this beautiful user interface. It's so much love to detail, and it's so beautiful, right? And what you have here, what is really powerful, is the XYZ controls, right? So I'm here on my push, right? And I can select the mandala, and then I can change the controls. So watch what happens. The graphic is changing, but also the sound is changing, right? So now I'm changing the X parameter, and listen closely. Listen like to how the sound is changing. And if you have headphones or good speakers, listen to the panning. It's moving from left to right, right? Right, so we have that. And then we have the volume here, increasing the gain. Right, wow, this is so beautiful. This preset is called Ecosiatic Bells or something like that. This one. And then you can also add some reverb if you want. Or in this case, it's more like a filter, I guess. So, right, so this is what I love right away about the presets. They are crafted really in a way that is super inspiring, and the XYZ controls really allow you to shape your sound. And it's really important, you will see later in the arrangement, that we want to create like immersive experiences. We want to have the same sound, but changing and being like really organic and evolving over time. Because about sound journeys, it's about minimalism, right? Not too many elements, but the elements you have, they want to be like engaging, or let's say like yeah, they want to be organic and alive, and they don't want to feel like loopy, right? We don't want to feel loopy. So, and let's have a look under the hood. So if we go like, so this is the perform tab, right? So here's the presets. Here you can see all the different instruments. I chose Atma, which is one of my favorite instruments from Mantra. It's a sound healing instrument, and then went to the bells here, and shows this preset. And if we go into the matrix, you can see here's the different samples, right? So we have the wave bells, the mini temple bells that I muted now. So if I unmute them, then you can hear them, and then the wave bells bowed as well. So watch what happens if I now again move the x-axis and then check all the parameters here, right? So you can see and hear that it's actually changing the sounds, right? So you can see when it goes from left to right, the gain increases of this sample here of the wave, and then we have this little mountain curve here on the temple bells. So they are quiet, and then they get into the peak on the middle, and then they go quiet again, and here they are like almost opposite of each other, right? And then check the panning, right? It's like really going from left to right. And I can solo this sound here, the temple bells, so that you can hear how that sounds, right? So very beautiful textures, really crisp sounds. And then it's actually the wah-wah bell, not the wave bell, but it's like this metal thing that makes this wah 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 sound, which I love so much. So this is what we have here, and I think it's a beautiful starter, right? And then you can go here, and then you can even like add effects, you know, and colorations. You could have a sequencer. That's not sequenced right now, but you could like create your own sequences if you wanted to. And then there's some global effects as well that you could add. And then there's a library where you can find all the sounds, all the instruments. You can see there's a plethora of the instruments. And yeah, so here you can access and buy new ones and download and install them. All right, so let's go back here. So this is the first one, and now you understand the principles. So now a little bit quicker, let's go through the other ones. So then we have the drone here, right? So this is introducing a new, I will solo it now. This was introducing a new instrument, and this is called Capracan, which I also really like. It's more like Mayan inspired, right? And this is a preset called Clay Idol, and I just really like it as a drone, you know, like for me it's really important to have a drone in my sound journeys. It's like really giving this grounding, calming, you know, like almost trance-like feeling. And again, what I love about it, here you have like the parameters where you can change stuff. So now I can add a fifth on top, right? So the drone is evolving. Could even add an octave on top. And look how beautiful, you know, the animation. This is just so like storytelling and so inspiring. Right, so those parameters, and again, if we check the matrix, you can see what's happening. Right, so here we have 4 samples in total. And again, like panning is changing and different instruments coming in and out. And the cool thing is, you can customize all of that. And I will make another video where I create my own presets. But for now, because of the time of this video, I just gonna work with the presets that we have, which are already amazing, just to show you that, you know, it's like really cool to just start fresh with what you get, right? Wow, I love this drone sound. So that's this. And then we add a shaker here. And by the way, you can watch the notes. This is just like a C note. We are, by the way, we are in the key of C major, and we are on 432, right? The tuning. So this is also what I love about it. You can really set the tuning, and not just the tuning, but also the temperament, which is really important. So if you see here, like there's this little tuning icon, right? And if I click here, Then you see here's the bass tuning, which I set to 432, and you can change the root note, right? And then you can also change the temperament, right? So now I'm actually in just temperament, which is more like the Pythagorean tuning. If I go equal temperament, all those are not like real intervals, right? So to get the most harmonious, universal, natural sounding alignment effect, the most harmonic resonance, just temperament is preferred. So I'm happy that they included that, and you can see that they have little variations on each note, on each interval to make sure that this is actual natural harmonics and not just equal temperament. And I will get into temperament in some other videos, but for now, let's just say that this is an amazing opportunity. So everything here is tuned to 432. All right, so let's keep going here. The shakers, right? And again, let's solo this and check it out. So those are, I think, from Capricorn as well. Exactly. Oh no, sorry, that's the drone. Let's go here. And just listen like how beautiful and organic they sound, right? And you can hear how they get darker and brighter. And this is also something to do with my Shamanic Portals effects rack here, where I have like an automated filter. And I added some noise as well, right? So this just makes it more crisp and makes it a bit more cutting through the mix. But at the same time, I love how it's like changing the color from like dark to bright. And I actually was playing that with a note repeat function on the push in a quarter triplet. Right, so this is the quarter triplet note repeat recording. In general, I record everything with the push. I just play and record the MIDI notes, right? So let's keep going. Really beautiful sound here. Right, this is another beautiful textured layer, a Mayan double flute. And this is also coming from Capricorn. So if you check here, right, it's really nice. Right? And I really love the textures here. The bit crusher we don't need so much, right? And then I just added some little echo and reverb from my effects rack here. And those are the notes here, right? So just fifth and fourth. And just listen, like in the background, like I turn it up a little bit. You know, those little echoes. So this is kind of like a shamanic journey. Oops, sorry. Right. And then I added some extra textures, which I also really like. So if you actually go into the engine again, like the mandala, and then you can go to singles, right? So you go to wind, and then you go to singles, and then you can choose all the single ones, right? So you have like mixed layers, but this one is just like, if you look in the matrix here, come on. You can see it's just one sound here, right? So, and this is a beautiful textured layer. And again, just added some notes. and then some of my effects racks. And what's really important in general is like the filters, right? So you can see I filtered out a lot of the high end in general. I don't want it to be too bright, right? Because I want it to be soothing and relaxing and warm and calming. So I take a lot of the brilliance and the harshness and all that stuff, right? So that's kind of important. So we have this nice texture sounds, and then of course we have the shamanic drum. Which again is coming from Atma. It's a preset called Shaman Drums. Right here, Shaman Drums preset. And if we look at the notes, right? And if you listen closely, you can also hear, right? There's like different textures and colors. Such a good sound. And then the last one. Just some bells. And again, I added some noise. And this is a preset called Ashen Bell, again from Atma. And then I also used a beautiful effect plugin called Beam. And that is just creating some granular textures, right? So if you check it, it has a beautiful interface as well. This is Beam. I might get deeper into this in another video, but it's just creating some reverb and some grain. So if I turn it off, right? Already a cool sound, but it's just like creating these beautiful textures and making it sound a little bit more organic and alive and interesting. Right, so those are all the elements. And then last but not least, I'm including some of my Shamanic Portals effect rack sounds, right? Just to give it a little bit more like, like more like an interesting touch of like, you know, like this kind of textures and this kind of sound journey feel. Like those are all like shamanic sound healing instruments that we recorded. And then also like some sound healing instruments here like bowls, right? So those are sounds I will just add for a more kind of sound healing vibe as well. All right, so let's get into the arrangement, shall we? So what we can do, the easiest thing would be to just hit record and record everything at once into, like I'm recording now from session into arrangement, right? You can see everything is coming here. Maybe we recorded like 24 bars or something. And you know, I can already stop this here because I can just grab it by the end. I can select all of them and grab them and extend them, right? So, and in general, I'm not working in multiples of 8 like in electronic dance music, more like in multiples of 3, 6, and 9. So, like 6 bars, 9 bars, 12 bars, 24 bars, stuff like that. Just because multiples of 4, like 4 is a very, like, it's a square number, right? So, it's very boxed, it's very like structured and masculine. And then 3, 6, and 9 is more round, right? It's more flowy. So for sound journeys, I love to work with 3, 6, and 9. And then I also love to work with different loop lengths, kind of polymeters, so that when it repeats, it's not always repeating on the same timing, right? Okay, so now we have all of it. For some reason, the bells are always going here, so I turn them off for now. Okay, so let's have a look what we're going to do here. So first we have the nature sounds, right? And let's see, we can move everything away. This is the sound healing rack I'm going to delete. And so we need the nature sounds, and then it's already kind of how I wanted it to be, like the order of the channels is kind of chronological already. So the drone can come in after 12 bars, right? So I'm going to just move the clips around. So this is the drone here. And then the shaker, they come in after 24 bars, right? And then the double flute, maybe at the same time. And then this atmospheric sound here after 36 bars, maybe. The drum at the same time. And then the other bells, they're coming more towards the end, around here maybe, right? So maybe we need to like adjust it a little bit. This is just like a little rough sketch. And then let's see. So first I like to create a little fade. So we're going to zoom in a little more. You can already see it's fading. Maybe it's fine. Let's see. We definitely need to fade in the bells, the ashen bells. And also let's just check. I want them to be on the other side first, right? So I want them to start like this. So I put the X all the way to the right, like here. So it's a different sound, right? You can hear how it's lower, and then we're going to shift it over here. And actually for now, I'm going to mute this tempo sound here. It's a little bit too much texture. But what I will do is I will record that as a solo texture, right? So I just solo the sound now. And then you can see it's coming from here. So let's press play, solo that. And then I create a new audio track. And I select the audio from the Ashen Bells, right? And then I arm this one for recording here. And let's turn off the filters for now. And let's, yeah, there's beam on here as well. Yeah, for now I want to turn beam off, right? I like it the way it is. It's a very nice tempo kind of atmosphere. So let's see. Yeah, the volume, right? So I'm going to increase the volume. Right? And so I will record this now, and I will play with the X and Y. Right? So let's solo this. And stop this. And now I hit record. And I will change the parameters, right? So you can watch me changing right here. All right, I'm just recording a couple. Okay, that's enough. And you can see it's like 9 bars, right? Just intuitively. That's what I said, like 3, 6, and 9. I love it. Okay, cool. So we call this like Temple Bell Atmo. And then we can do some cool stuff with it. For now, let's turn everything back on here so that the Ashen bells actually sound how they sound. Again, at the end, there's a beam effect also for the texture. So let's get back into the matrix and let's mute it again. So now we don't have the temple bells, but we have them here actually, right? And now I can bring it in and out as I wish. And I think it's a bit bright. So again, I'm just going to use my Shamanic Portals effects here as well. Take out a little bit of the high frequencies here with the high cut filter. Add a little bit of space, some reverb, put it more on the background, make it a bit more ethereal. Put some echo here. Remove the noise. Right, and now we have a nice temple atmosphere, which is nice at the beginning because otherwise later it gets kind of buried. So let's even automate the filter here. Doesn't even have to be so bright. We can leave it like around here, right? So I just take this clip now, I copy it, put it here. You can see the temple bell effects, right? Put it at the beginning. And then we can have it go for a while until here maybe. And now let's go to the automation. And let's actually automate the high cut filter, right? So here after 12 bars, I want it to be brighter, and here I make another dot and I go like around 200, and then we could adjust the curve here with Alt or Option. You know, make it a bit steeper or like a little bit more gentle. You know, maybe like this. Let's see how that sounds. Slowly coming in. Right? And you cannot really hear it. It's because it's very quiet, but it's also because of the filter. So maybe we need to have a little bit more erasing here already. Now it's coming. It's subtle in the background, right? And then we can go a little higher even. Right, now the drone is coming in. Okay, that's already too much. I want it to go down again. It's a bit too bright. Nice. And I feel we can really take some more time so everything can go a little bit more towards the right here, because I really want to take some time with the drone also so that the drone can evolve. And it's important that the sounds are not like overlapping so much in the mix and in general not overwhelm the listener. You can really take your time with the sound journey, right? So let's see. So first of all, I want the drone to fade in. So I'm going to put in a utility to automate the volume. Right, so go to the audio effects here, utilities, just the utility, dropping it, checking the gain here, and then really fading in the drone. And I can highlight this area here with the mouse, left click, and then I can insert a shape here if I right click. So first I highlight with the left click, and then I right click, and then I can insert a shape. And this is kind of like fade in already. Just make sure that this one is gone. And let's see how that sounds. Right, so now the drone is fading in gently, which I really like. Let's also fade out the volume of the tempo bell. And we need to do that in order to get the fades here. We need to disable the automation here, otherwise we don't see it, right? So disable here, this is the automation button. Disable that, and then go all the way like so, and then it fades out. Right, and the drone is coming in, and that's beautiful. So let's extend the nature sounds here. Let's extend the Ashen bells, which we also need to automate, by the way. We didn't do that yet. And let's have the bells come in again. Just duplicate it, create a fade here. Maybe a little longer. And fade out earlier. Okay, and now let's automate some of the drone stuff. So now if we open it here, you can see we have our X and Y and Z, right? So let's do X first. Bring in the 5th of the Capricorn drone. We need to enable the automation again. And you see the line, right? So let's see, maybe let's always have a listen also how it sounds. You can see now I'm automating the X parameter, which is now moving. You can see it's bringing in the 5th, right? It's also bringing the octave here. Slowly. Right, and then bring it down again here a little bit. Beautiful. Super peaceful, super quiet. I love it. Let's not start anything new until after 48 bars. So you just move everything over. And yeah. So the last thing I want to do is to automate the Ashen bells also, right? So Let's check here, bring that back in. And let's have the volume also increase, right? So first we're going to do some automation. And instead of like now me automating it with the envelope, I can also use an LFO, right? So I go to the audio effects and I look for an LFO as a modulator, right? And I put it here. And then I put the rate like really slow, maybe 0.06 hertz. And I map it to X, right? And you can see it's moving it. Well, that's even too fast. Maybe let's make it slower, 0.3. And now it's like moving on its own. So let's see how that sounds. Right, so that's another way. This is kind of like rhythmical and cyclical. So now the LFO is changing it. It's still too fast. Or maybe not. Maybe it's fine. And then let's automate the volume here. By hand. Right, so it's all like about creating subtle variations. And this is why I love MNTRA Instruments. You know, like with slightest touch, you get like such a huge effect. Like it's really beautiful how immersive it feels and how organic and alive, and it's sounding so good, so beautiful, right? Yeah, love it. So with the filter here, you need to go like this. Hear how beautiful that is, like super organic. All right, so I think you get the idea. I will continue to work on this. It's going to take me some time. The video is going to be too long. Like we're already at, oh wow, almost 45 minutes. So yeah, I will finish the arrangement. And the last thing that I want to show you that I'm also going to add is my effect sounds from the Shamanic Portals effects racks. And then I will show you the final result and yeah, let you have a listen. But you get the idea, right? The rest I'm going to do is just like gonna add more sounds as I progress and create like this journey and automate the parameters, make it sound like really organic and alive, and add some effects to spice it up. So let's get back to the beginning. And I really like, you know, like the rain stick, for example. Those sounds, those effect sounds, they can serve as transition sounds, right? It's really nice to glue things together, right? So let's take the rain stick here where it was like after 6 bars, right? So I go to that shamanic sound effect channel and I create a MIDI clip highlighting this. And then I right click, insert empty MIDI clip. And then you can see I have all the sounds. And if I enable the preview button, and then I can click on the sounds, and this is the one that I want. So I just draw in a note, double click on it, extend it, turn loop off. I just want it to play once. And then you can see it's coming in here. Right? And then let's maybe have another one here after 9 bars. And this time it's the rain stick 2. Right? And then let's put like a singing bowl here. So I gonna insert another MIDI clip, and now I'm at the sound healing instruments. And let's add a soft singing bowl. Maybe sustain. No, we already have the drone. So I will just go with this soft bell here. So let's just, this time we can have it loop. So that it's just like repeating. So let's see how that sounds. Nice. I like it. Wow, magical, huh? Okay, so as I said, I will finish the arrangement now, and then I will see you for the final playthrough. And again, thank you so much to MNTRA Instruments for sponsoring this video. I really love collaborating with you guys, and I really love the sounds, and I really look forward to explore more. And yeah, I hope that you get inspired. I can really recommend you to get the Everything bundle because it's a great value that you get like for this amount of money. Like the price is really giving you a huge discount, and there will be a link in the description that will also help out the channel. It's going to be like an affiliate link, so you don't pay extra, but you support the channel, so it's a win-win. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoy the journey. And okay, I will continue now to finish this project, and see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back. As you can see, it's a new day today, and I finished the sound journey. So let's have a look, and then let's have a listen to the final result, right? So if we look at the project, as you can see, it turned out to be exactly 108 bars. And I love to work with sacred numbers. Like 108 is a sacred number in many occult traditions, and also in Hinduism. You know, there's like 108 beads, mala beads on the necklace, on the prayer necklace, and 108 results to 9 also, which is the completion of a cycle, and it's a very powerful number. And then if you look at the time signature, it's exactly 7 minutes and 12 seconds, which adds up to 10, right? So it's like 7 plus 3, like 1 plus 2 is 3. So it's like the root digit is 10. So we have the 108 is 9, and then we have the 10. So the cycle completes, and with the 10 we start again. So it's a full journey, right? The journey is coming to an end, and we start again. So I love to work like really consciously, making music or making those tracks, which I actually call wave spells, right? Because it's a kind of magic, and the waveforms, right? And then the spells, because the spells are kind of like the forms that we use in order to create our magic, right? So this is a wave spell. See it as a ritual, and that's why I love to work with those numbers. And numerology is very important to me. All right, so if we look at the project, what I mainly did is adding a lot of effect sounds, mainly for transitions. You know, you can see like a lot of the shamanic sound effects here that I added, mainly for transition purposes. And you can listen to it, like when they come in and out, they just glue sections together. And then also some sound healing effects as well, but not as many. And then I was just using some automation again, and then just bringing in all the elements here that we haven't brought in yet, creating this little progressive journey, having some sort of peak moment, and then fading out again, right? All right, so let's have a listen actually. Okay, maybe just one last thing. I think I'm gonna filter this out, the Ashen belts here. And it's still like pretty prominent. Yeah, that's better. And then everything fades out.